Hi, this is my vlog from March 15th. I'm here in College Station, Texas. And 24 hours ago, I had no idea or could have never predicted that this is where I would be. But this is the life of a storm chaser. And if you're somebody who is in sales or is just curious about what a storm chaser does, then you're going to enjoy what I got to share with you. And just the insanity of the events that have transpired since DJing my birthday party, and now going back to see my friends and family in Utah in 3.5 days is wild to think of. And there's a lot that I think you guys can take out of it. When I went to bed last night, I didn't do anything. I actually, this is, you want to know this. There was a party I wanted to go to for South by Southwest, and I tell you this story because it was a lot of adversity and a lot of, I don't like the word adversity. It just wasn't very fun. Like, I was trying to go out and be social, and I had one of those nights where I got to the bar and I was there for maybe 15 minutes, and I turned around and went home, and I'm not proud of it. Like, I wish I could have gone there and had a great time, but what had happened as this party at one of my favorite bars, I invited some friends, and the friends I invited, it didn't work out with them. And so I just thought I'll go there alone anyway. And sometimes I'll go to these places and I'll just start talking to a group of people to get out of my shell. But, that night, I was wanting to be home more than be there. And I like to, what do you say, listen to myself when I feel that way. And so I turned around and went home, and then it was a little rough going to bed that night, like frustration with myself that I didn't enjoy myself or do anything fun on that Friday night. Maybe a little regret and frustration that I didn't have people that I wanted to hang out with available. If anything, I'd just say it's good to feel that way sometimes. And I'm sharing a lot here with you, but I prayed pretty hard last night for help, to be able to figure out what I need to figure out. And one of the reasons that I was in that state of frustration and confusion was also because wondering what I'm going to do next steps with my businesses and with my passion and hobby. And there's a lot of uncertainty. And I've been working on being more faithful and certain, but at the same time, I'm thinking, where is this headed with DJing? And am I gonna, want to and need to move back to Utah? Because if all I'm doing is DJing and being a creative person, I can do that from anywhere. I don't need to be in Texas. And it is a dream that I do it here in Texas. And the only way that I make that happen, or the only reason that keeps me from going back to Utah, where I have such a great group of friends and I have my nephew and my whole family, is if I can continue keeping this dream alive. And for the dream to stay alive, there needs to be roofing still, to be honest. And I haven't put too much bandwidth to it. And here I am. Then the storm comes in the middle of the night. I didn't even know that we had a hailstorm. What's crazy is I wake up and I go to the Nike studio. I do a run. I smashed my personal record, by the way, and set a new mile time of 5 minutes, 44 seconds. Last one was 6 minutes and 20 something. So that was pretty freaking cool. And yeah, so here's what's wild is our company group chat is blowing up, and I'm going to get to the work I did today here in a second. With LOA Roofing, but LOA Roofing and Construction, their group chat was blowing up. But I was in a rush to go from my Nike class to an inspection with an insurance adjuster out in the west part of town from prospecting I did back in the fall. Maybe one of the last times that I did prospecting before I pivoted all my bandwidth into Lost Youth, the social brand consulting company and purpose builder, that side, and the Lost Youth DJ brand. And so I've been doing all of that and putting all my eggs in that basket and not in roofing. And here I have this one appointment that from the last time I knocked doors, and I've got my work clothes on and I'm heading out there. And I didn't even need to be there because the insurance adjuster showed up early and he did his thing. And then I talked to I still went there anyway. It's good. It's good relationship building with the homeowner. And then what's cool about the homeowner too is I'm glad I went because he wants a DJ to play at his marina where he rents out boats on Lake Travis. So that's pretty sick. But back to, I'm out there and our company group chat is blowing up, and there's some guys who actually had like started messaging in at 4 a.m. because it turns out at 3 a.m. last night a hailstorm ripped through a lot of southeast Austin all the way up to College Station, which is like a 2-hour and 15-minute drive out from Austin. And my buddy and manager of the sales team, he's hitting me up like, yo, when are you going back to Utah for your birthday? And I tell him, he's like, well, are you gonna like jump on this storm? And I'm like, what storm? I didn't know about it. And it's now like 11:15 in the morning, and I'm like just kind of connecting the dots, like thinking about what was on my mind last night when I went to bed, and like what am I gonna do for DJing and my brand and money. It's like, all right, I'm heading out there. It's like you almost just go with the flow of life. When decisions they're like already almost made, and they're made before that you even need to make them. And it was, I don't know if I'd say an answer to my prayer. I think it was just like, it was more like, this is the fate. This is amor fati, love your fate. And yeah, so I raced back to my spot. Like, it was a 30-minute drive, and I pack up really fast, and I eat one of my chef cooked delivered meals, and I forgot a bunch of junk, and that's okay. Like, I got the important things. I had my ladder, and yeah, jump in my car, and I get driving out here. Around noon, I took off, and I stop at the gas station, and I grab a Ghost energy drink. Because I'm like, yeah, here we go. This is like prospecting in the neighborhood. This is what I drink. I haven't drank like an energy drink since like the last time I knocked doors, maybe like in October for that one appointment I was at. And of course, I'm like, oh, they got the gummy Starburst, sour gummy Starburst. Those are my favorites. So I got those and a Gatorade, and just book it out here because there's this guy named MJ, and he's got a 7, maybe 10 inspections and leads by noon. Which is pretty crazy. I think like my best day ever was like, I don't know, I actually can't even remember. It was at least 10. And yeah, I get out here like 3:30, and I went to an area that I saw on the Facebook group, and then now I'm gonna like kind of unfold how the day of door knocking went. And I think door knocking like is a pretty fascinating sales job, and I'll talk more about it in my vlogs in the coming days. And I get out there, and you don't even know what you're gonna find. You just have to have a good attitude, and most of the times it's like you don't find anything, or you got to be prepared to not find anything good, but hope for the best. And the first area, they're like, we just did our roof like 4 or 5 years ago, so we're not interested. And I left, and it might have been a good idea to get up there and like push back, because I'll share what happened at the end of the day. But like I leave there, and I hit up the sales manager, and I'm like, hey man, like it wasn't good out there for XYZ, and he's like, maybe try going over here. And then I go to this other area, and for like the next hour, maybe hour and a half, I did 2 really soft leads, and then I did 2 pretty hard leads. Like the two hard ones are like people who said come back, and so like I think those have a decent shot, and then the other 2 are like long shots. And when you're in an area like this, man, it's like Texas. After wind and hail, like you're just gonna see every street is gonna have a roofer on it, and who's knocking doors, and you just gotta like stay positive. And only because I've done this for like 6 years, I've realized that those people are gonna go with somebody with their business, and it's the guys who just push through the like negativity and do the most work and are polished enough and can kind of talk people into a deal. For sure, that's a part of it. They're going to end up with most of the deals, and you guys stay just really like focused and undeterred. And so I probably knocked about 40 doors in that hour and a half, and I'm talking to 10 people, and of those 10, 2 are solid and 2 are really soft. But one of the solid ones, I put a sign down in the yard, and which basically like means they're going with me. And now all the other 3 leads that I had in the area, they know now they're going to see my company's roofing sign there. So it's definitely going to turn into something. And that was only in an hour and a half. Like if guys were out here today that started at 8 or 9 in the morning and did it till like 7. So I did that hour and a half. I came back. I got situated in our Airbnb, which is pretty nice, and then met up with one of the guys who was staying here, and we went back out, and he had a rough day. Sounds like the areas he was knocking doors, either he got up and did inspections, and then he didn't find any storm damage. So you do all that work, and it's like you're not gonna lie to somebody, and now you can't help them out. So, and that happens. But we went out to another area. It was totally different than different side of town. It was recommended from another guy staying at the Airbnb. And when we got there, the roofs looked brand new. And usually with roofs that are new, they just don't get damaged from wind and hail. But we knocked them anyway. And the first door I knocked, and it was a pretty smooth like pitch. Like, we just got off, and I don't say but finished up an inspection around the corner from you, and I got a little extra time before I have to head back home for the evening. It's a free inspection that we did for them and found hail damage up there. So, not saying you have it, but it's good to find out. So it only takes 5 minutes. And this is kind of just my approach. I don't know if it's the best. I never really ask like for them to let me do it. I just weave the reasons of why, and I just assume I'm gonna get up there and do this free inspection, and it works for me a lot, and it rolls off like butter. So yeah, got up there, and her roof was hammered, really deep hail damage in it, and so it was a super nice lady. She was definitely chatty, and I think enjoyed having a couple of guys there, and it looks like that'll turn into a deal. And I learned a lot. I mean, Seth, who I was knocking with, I don't know how long he's been doing this, but when he chimed in when we were talking to this lady, he was really great at building a connection with her. And I like roofing. I know how to be successful at it, but seeing how he connected with her and how he spoke with like sincerity was something that I can apply to what I'm doing, because I think sometimes I can just get in the routine and not really put my heart into it. And so that's what happened today. So yeah, it's just day 1. We got Sunday will be day 2, then Monday day 3, and then Tuesday day 4, and then I'm heading back to Utah for a week, which is not good timing because it's ripe for the picking right after these storms, and there's so many roofers in Texas that like you got to get yours quick. But honestly, you really only need like 3 or 4 days, and you get what you can out. You get your nut out of that, and then you get your business from that. And about 33% of your first customers in an area and in whole area are going to file their claims right away, and then you'll have then other 33% in like the next 6 months. So just by me doing these 4 days is kind of like enough, and it's just about going hard. I didn't do as much as I would have wanted today, but I got a good lay of the land, and felt pretty confident out there after taking 5 months off, and I think it's going to be a really good 4-day sprint here. So drop me some questions if you have any about the door knocking, storm chaser life, or anything else for that matter, and I'll look forward to coming at you with another one tomorrow. Peace.